Vidyaya Amritam Ashnute. Knowledge is nectar, is the motto that defines the thirst for knowledge at PNM Institute of Technology, one of the pioneer institutes in technology and management, established with a mission to provide engineering and management education that meets the needs of human resources with leadership qualities, team spirit, and concern for environment. BNMIT stands today as the cornerstone for engineering and management education with approval through AICTE New Delhi, affiliated to Vishveshwaraya Technological University, Belgaum, and NAC A grade accreditation.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Bhargavi. I'll be taking the session for you now on PGCET, and we are concentrating on especially English section in PGCET paper. So here I'm displaying the topics. So five major topics we have in this examination, that is idioms and phrases, one word substitutes, synonyms, antonyms, and grammar. So under this grammar we have few things, that is like sentence correction, analogies, and all. So in detail we can see what is each and every topic, and we'll get a brief about the topic, and also we'll try to solve few questions on each and every topic. So let's start now. I'm starting with the first topic, which is idioms and phrases. So, hope I'm audible to you. So, if any issues there, you can put a message so that we can rectify immediately. So, my screen is visible to all. Just please confirm whether it is audible or not. Okay, thank you. So let's start with idioms and phrases. So first of all, what is idioms and phrases? So you might have heard about this or not. Okay, so don't know whether you have heard about this before or not. So but now we'll just have a introduction about this topic, and also we'll see few examples and modal questions here. So what is idiom and what is phrase? So phrase already we know. Volume is low. Okay, yeah. So idioms and phrases. So first we'll see what is idiom. So, an expression or a phrase or collection of words, often informal, that has a meaning of its own, which is not apparent from the meanings of its individual word, is an idiom. So, here, if you take a word or a sentence, we will not take the exact meaning of that particular sentence. We will take a different meaning. So that particular phrase will refer to the other kind of situation. So when you are using a word or a phrase for other kind of situation than the actual meaning, so those words are called as idioms. For example, a big cheese. Okay, so I gave you a word, big cheese. So what is the actual meaning of big cheese? So according to your knowledge, what is the actual meaning of big cheese, a big cheese? So what comes into our mind? So what comes into our mind is this. A big cheese means a big cube of cheese. Okay, that is what which comes into our mind. So when we hear the word big cheese. So literal meaning of this particular phrase is a big block of cheese. Okay, but what is the meaning of this particular phrase in terms of an idiom? A person who has powerful position in a organization. So we call a person who is very powerful in organization, we call that person as a big cheese. Okay, The thought that came to your mind is the literal meaning, means a big cheese. The picture which I have shown, this is the actual meaning, okay, literal meaning of the idiom. And what it is actually is called as figurative meaning. Okay, the idiom meaning is called as the figurative meaning. Okay, like this we have different kinds of words. So here, in the examination, when they give you a big cheese, so you have to identify an option which is similar to this. Okay, so this comes with lots of practice. You have to, as many idioms you practice, so those many idioms will be there in your mind. So few idioms you can guess easily, but few will be difficult to guess. Okay, so let us see few more. So next I'm telling you the types of idioms. How many types of idioms we have is, majorly we have 5 to 6 types of idioms. So let me show you the first type of idiom: animal idioms. Okay, so animal idioms will be based on like animals. Okay, so let me show you an example here: when pigs fly. So here the idiom is when pigs fly. Can you make a guess what would be the meaning of this when pigs fly? Just give a try. When pigs fly. So the actual meaning is when pig starts flying. Actually pigs will not fly, but when pigs fly. So please try to guess what would be the idiom meaning of this. Preetham, impossible. Okay. Any other answers? Can I get any other answers? Okay. So as Preetham told, it's impossible. So pigs cannot fly. This is something which is not at all possible. So when you want to tell about something which could not happen, which cannot happen, and yeah, which won't be able to do, then we say when pigs fly. So meaning impossible. So I gave you an example also here. I asked my parents if I could go on a vacation with my friends. They said yes when pigs fly. So the meaning is, they will not send him for a picnic with him, for a vacation with his friends at all. So that is impossible. Okay. So next one, time idioms. For example, time flies. Example I have given here is time flies. Any guess for this? Any guess? Time flies. Time flies. So time passes very quickly. So when the time is going on very quickly, then we say that time flies. So why we say flies is, so when you see for a movement from one place to other place, so if you go by walk or anything, it will be very slow. But if you fly, it will be very fast. So that's why time flies meaning is time is going on very quickly. So example, time flies when you are having fun. So when you are, can't hear. Am I audible, people? Am I audible? Okay. So when we have fun, we'll not even have a count on the time. So that's why we say time flies when you are having fun. So next one we'll say. Next idiom is funny idioms. Finger in the pie. Finger in the pie. So the meaning of this is to be involved in a matter, especially in an annoyingly interfering way. If someone interferes in a thing which is not at all required for them, so then we say that you are a finger in the pie. So he very much likes to have a finger in the pie. The meaning is he'll always try to interfere in others' matter, that too in an annoying way. Okay. So these are funny idioms. Next, food idioms. Have a lot on one's plate. Have a lot on one's plate is one of the idiom, meaning to have an overwhelming amount of responsibilities at one time. So sometimes we'll be having a lot of tasks to be done within a very less amount of time. So then we say I have lot on my plate, or have a lot on one's plate. So let us see a example for this. Sorry, I can't go golfing with you. I have a lot on my plate right now. So the meaning is he's tied up with a lot of responsibilities or works to be done within a very less time. Okay, next. Body idioms. Put one's foot in one's mouth. You can try this actually. Put one's foot in one's mouth. So any guess for this? Put one's foot in one's mouth. Okay. To say something which is embarrassing or wrong. So when immediately when we hear about put one's foot in one's mouth, the feeling which we get immediately is we'll be embarrassed for that. Okay, this is something which is very wrong and which is embarrassing also. So putting one's foot in one's mouth, not a dangerous situation, a very weird kind of situation. So he put his foot in his mouth when he said our new boss was terrible, then our boss found out. Okay, so this is where we use this. And next, emotional idioms. Carry the torch for. Carry the torch for. Having strong feelings for someone with whom you cannot have a relationship means you are showing your emotions to a person who will not care about your relationship. So carry the torch for example, he had been carrying the torch for her since their college days before she got married. So here the situation is the person, he is showing a lot of emotion to the other person, but the other one is not at all worrying about the relationship with this person. Okay, so emotional idioms. Okay, next. Now I'll give you few idioms, you can try finding the meaning of it. So break a leg. Break a leg is an idiom I have used here. So based on the context I used, can you guess what is the meaning of break a leg? Now go on and try finding the meaning of idioms. This is something which I'm giving to you like an exercise, and I'm telling you break a leg. Can you guess the meaning of this? Meaning of break a leg. Good luck, right? So break a leg we can use for saying good luck. Okay. So the first idiom for you to guess, let the cat out of the bag. Let the cat out of the bag. So what would be the meaning of this? Let the cat out of the bag. Ask the curious question. No? Or try again. Free ourselves from thoughts. No. Okay, I'll just give you a small hint here. For example, a cat is inside a bag, and if you open the bag, suddenly what the cat will do? So cat is inside the bag. When you open the bag, what the cat will be doing then? So first of all, no one will store a cat inside a bag, but we are doing it. And then if you open it suddenly, the cat will jump out of the bag. Okay. So it is like one thing, hiding the cat in the bag is like hiding a secret. And if you leave the cat, it will jump immediately. So it is accidentally reveal a secret. Let the cat out of the bag means reveal the secret. Next, to feel under the weather. To feel under the weather. Sorry. To feel under the weather. To feel under the weather meaning is to not feel well. Okay, weather is the general condition. So you're under the situation means you're not feeling well. Next one, couch potato. Yeah, Manoj told right, not feeling well. Couch potato. Lazy. So couch potato, if you put a potato in a couch, it will not move until you move it. So lazy person will be called as a couch potato. Next, to add insult to the injury. So this you might tell very easily. To add insult to injury. Add insult to injury. Means injury is something which is already affected. So again we are insulting that. So insult to injury is adding more pain, making the situation even worse. So if someone is making a worse situation still worse, then we'll use this, adding insult to the injury. Next one, egghead. Egghead. Yes. Dumb. No. Intelligent. Egghead is nerd or intelligent. Few idioms will not have like what why we are calling like this and all, but few we can relate to. Yeah, studious, right? Nerd or intelligent. Next, pardon my French. Pardon my French. Pardon my French. What is pardon my French? It is being sorry for using slang. So whatever slang it is. So if you would have hurt someone for that, or if you have used a bad slang, then being sorry for that. Next, drinks like a fish. Apology. Yeah. Drinks like a fish. Drinks like a fish. So fish will be always in water. Means 24 bar 7 it will be drinking water. So if you say if someone is drinking like a fish, that means he's a drunkard. Hot potato. Hot potato. Hot potato is controversial topic. It's a controversial topic. Hot potato. Can you guess this? You have bad blood and four options for it: criminal blood, impure blood, enmity, anger. Bad blood. So here in this bad blood, the word blood is considered as like a relation. So bad blood, why we use this to mention about a bad relationship between two people. A bad relationship is nothing but an enmity. The answer for this is enmity. Next, to turn one's head. To turn one's head. To ignore somebody talks. To look for someone. To beat someone. To be proud. The answer for this is to be proud. To turn one's head is to be proud. Next, fifth wheel. You can give a try for this. Fifth wheel. So, what is a fifth wheel? Something extra, something unnecessary, something useful, physically disabled. Something extra. So, most of us think fifth means a fourth wheel. A fifth wheel is something extra. Okay, but is it necessary or not? Also, we have to think. So, fifth wheel is something unnecessary, which is not required. Okay, which is not required, something unnecessary. Right. Okay. Next topic will go for one word substitution. So here one word substitutions, how I have taken is I've taken like as many examples as possible, and few of the top one word substitutions given in many exams I have taken, so that it will be useful for you to remember at least few things. Like if you could note it or take a screenshot of it, it will be helpful for you. So let us see this. So first one is instead of. One word substitution is one word substitution it comes in the vocabulary. So where you would like you'd have to learn a lot of meanings and lot of vocabulary here. It is simply means that a sentence has to be replaced with a single word. Instead of telling a sentence, that sentence has to be replaced with one single word. So I've taken a few examples here. We'll discuss as many as possible now. So first one, the medieval forerunner of chemistry. So what is the meaning of this? Is forerunner in the sense, so whatever chemistry we are having today, like whatever chemical things we are having today, the persons of okay, the previous persons who has started that, we call those persons as forerunners. Okay, so the medieval forerunner of chemistry will call as alchemy. Okay, so remember this. Next, a person who presents a radio or television program is called an anchor. All of us know that. Next, one who studies the evolution of mankind is anthropologist. Anthropologist. And also one more technique here is if you learn few root words, prefixes and suffixes also, it will be useful for you. So in this particular thing, if you see one word, one who studies the evolution of mankind is called as anthropologist. So when you divide this world, there is something called as anthrop. Okay, so the meaning of anthrop is mankind. It's a root word actually. So anthropologist, biology, like that. If you take that is nothing but study. Okay, so anthrop meaning is mankind, and logist means studies, a person who is studying. Okay, so like that, if you have a knowledge of few root words also, you can identify the meaning of this. So a person who studies mankind is called as anthropologist. Next, a person who is trained to travel in a spacecraft is called as astronaut. And next, the scientific study of the physiology, structure, genetics, ecology, distribution, classification, and economic importance of plants is botany. So, new words you will get to know. A person who draws or produces maps is called as cartographer. A person who writes beautiful writing is calligrapher. So, you might have heard about calligraphy. So, the person who does that is called as a calligrapher. A person who composes the sequence of steps and movements of dance is called as a choreographer. So these are few words which are related to profession or research. Okay, profession or research. Next kind of one word substitutes we see. This is based on government or system. So different kinds of governments or systems. How do we call that? We'll see. First one, a form of government with a monarch at the head is called as monarchy. So when you have a monarch as the head, then it is called as monarchy. Means that single person will be ruling it. A form of government in which power is held by the nobility is called as aristocracy. We'll call as noble people also. It is called as aristocracy. A system of government by one person with absolute power, autocracy. A self-governing country or region is called as autonomy. A system of government in which most of the important decisions are taken by state officials rather than by elected representatives is called as bureaucracy. So they'll not conduct elections and all. So other state officials will be taking the decisions. That is bureaucracy. A system of government by the whole population or all eligible members of state, typically through the democracy. It is nothing but what we are following now. So these are the different types of garments. There are many, but as an example, I've taken few for you to just give an idea about this. It is about the venue or the spot, a place or the spot which we use. Different kinds I've taken here. A collection of historical documents or records providing information about a place, institution, or group of people is called as archives. So you might have seen in your mails also some archive mails where you will store the documents for a long period of time. So historical documents or records. Next, a large cage, building, or enclosure to keep birds. Aviary. Okay, so here AVI. AV means something which flies actually. So even we say aviation, right? So like that, a large place, cage where you store these birds is called as aviary. A building where animals are butchered is called as abattoir. A place where bees are kept is called as apiary. A building containing tanks of live fish of different species, aquarium. A place or scene of activity, debate, or conflict. We call it as arena. A collection of weapons and military equipment, arsenal, an institution for the care of people who are mentally ill, asylum, a hole or tunnel dug by a small rabbit as dwelling is called as burrow. Next, a group or collection. So few things we know, like what we call group of people, group of students, these kind of things we know. So let us see few more advanced things in this. Series of stars we call as constellation. A funeral procession is called as cortege. A group of worshippers, congregation. A herd or flock of animals being driven in a body, drove. A small fleet of ships or boats, flotilla. A small growth of trees without underbush, grove. A community of people smaller than a village is called as hamlet. A group of cattle or sheep or other domestic mammals is called as herd, and arrangement of flowers that is usually given as a present is called as bouquet. Okay, so next topic, this is one word substitute. Next topic is synonyms and antonyms. This is also a part of vocabulary. So synonyms is meaning, a word or phrase that that means exactly or nearly the same as another word or phrase in the same language. So I gave few examples here to understand the meaning of synonyms. Small, little. So small, the other meaning for this or the other word for this is little. Shut, close, deceive, cheat, simple, easy, absolute, complete. So like this we can use a lot of things also. So let us see. So here I gave you a question. Okay. So this question has four options and we have to find out among the four options which is similar. Among these four options which is very similar, we'll see. Okay, to analyze this very easily, I'll just give you a hint for each question. Okay, I gave you what is the meaning of the word given there. Okay, so I gave the meaning. Try to find out the answer now. Condescend, you have four options: blame, resist, trick, act superior. So here I gave the meaning. It is to talk to someone in a way that makes it clear you believe that you are better and smarter. So this is the meaning of condensed. Option D, act superior. Blame, resist, trick, act superior. Believe that you are better and smarter. So you're talking in such a way that you are making other person to believe that you are better than others and then you're smarter. So obviously, compared to the four options, the suitable one is act superior. So answer is act superior. Okay. So let us see one more. Anecdote. So you might have listened this word many times, but we don't remember what is the meaning. Anecdote. So try if you can guess. If you can't guess, then I'll give you the meaning of this. Then you can try. Anecdote. So what is the meaning of anecdote? Argument. Any other answers? Story. Okay, let us see. Start a short, amusing true story is an anecdote. Short, amusing true story. But if you see the options, the most relatable word is story. So the answer is story for this. Next question. Controvert. Controvert and the most relatable answer for this. So any guess? Okay, let me show you the meaning. What is controvert? So you know what is controversy? Contro is the root word here. Word, confuse. Preetham. Any other answers? Okay, so let us see the meaning of controvert. If you controvert something, you raise arguments against. So you're opposing something. So when controversy, if you see controversy means what? So when something is happening, we are not liking it and we are creating a controversy about it. So contro is something which means like opposition. So among the options which shows the similar meaning. Confuse, indict, contradict, subvert. So contradict is it? Contradict is also opposition, opposing, opposite. Okay. So answer is contradict. Next, imperious, generous, peevish, arrogant, stubborn. This might be a new word for you. Let me give you the hint for this. Answer is also displayed. Yeah, imperious. Someone who is imperious give orders in a way that shows they feel superior or more important than the other people. The meaning of inferior is someone or something that is domineering and demanding without any justification or right. So blindly just argue that they are correct and they are superior and they'll be very dominating. Okay. So it is arrogant. Arrogant. Imperious is the nature of the person. Next, gallant. Quaggy, snug, miser, brave. Gallant meaning. Brave. Okay, the meaning of gallant is brave, noble, or polite. The answer is brave. Yes, right. Preetham. Let us see the next question. Okay, so now we are going to antonyms. So antonyms and synonyms, the same. Everything comes under vocabulary. One word substitute, synonyms, antonyms. So here you have to tell the opposite words. Okay, which doesn't give the meaning of what we want. So wistful, and you have four options. Wistful. So you have to give the opposite meaning for this. Wistful, having or showing a feeling of vague or regretful longing. Okay, so here blith meaning is happy or carefree. So wistful is showing a regret, and blith is completely opposite to that. We are not even worrying. So there we are worrying means we are regretting. So here we are not worrying. So how will you understand these words given in examination is only because of practice, people. As many as you practice, so that much easy it will be. So lots and lots of words are there. It would be difficult for us to learn each and everything also, but if we could try our best we can learn many. Tail, this will be easier for you. Tail, what is the opposite for pale? Radiant, bleached, waxen, feeble. So everyone should tell this. Pale opposite. Pale is something which is very dull. Okay, radiant is which is very bright. Okay, pale is light in shade or color, containing little color or pigment. Radiant means very bright. Next, mishmash. Yes, sorry, mishmash. Potpourri, medley, organize. Opposite you have to say. Mismatch means confused or badly organized. So organized is completely opposite to it. While destroy, ruse, urge, comply. Next one. So while meaning is devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or pursuing something. So ruse means trying to teach someone a trick. So which is completely opposite. Okay. The answer here is ruse. It is ruse. Okay. So this is about the vocabulary part. One words, synonyms and antonyms. Let us go for the next topic. That is, we are going to deal with two topics. So one is sentence correction, which is very very important. So not only here, so even when you go for a competitive kind of examinations also, this is very very useful for you. See the sentence correction. So here a sentence will have few kind of errors. So either they'll ask you to identify where is the error in the sentence, or is they'll ask you to rectify the sentence. So both you will have the same theory for this, same rules for it. So first one we have is a modifier error. So in a modifier error, so instead of going with the meaning and all, let us go with an example. So see an example here. I drink a cup of hot coffee. Okay, I drink a cup of hot coffee. Hot modifies coffee, means coffee. So they are telling that coffee is hot. Hot is something which is mentioning the nature of the coffee here. Okay, so that is called modifier. So in few cases, when there is a modifier error, we can't even identify that there is a mistake. So for example, if you read this sentence, she served sandwiches to children on paper plates. So when we see this particular sentence, we'll not even know that there is a mistake in this particular sentence, but there is a mistake. That is, see the meaning of this sentence. She served sandwiches to children on paper plates. So she served sandwiches on paper plates, but in this question it is mentioned as children on paper plates. That is a mistake. So here it gives a meaning that children on paper plates, but children are not on paper plates. Sandwiches on paper plates. So this has to be modified. So we have to tell it as she served sandwiches on paper plates to children. So this is the right sentence. Sandwiches on paper plates to children is the right sentence. So these kind of errors we can't identify, but should be careful when you get this. Next is parallelism error. So example for this is Rahul ate apple, drank water, and was singing in his room. So we are telling a sentence in past tense. Ate. Rahul ate apple. Drank is also past tense. But was singing is past continuous. Is past continuous. That should not happen. Everything has to be in the same thing when you are telling it in the form of a sentence. So here the correct sentence for this is Rahul ate apple, drank water, and sang in his room. That is the right form. So first we have seen modifier, and next we have seen parallelism error. Next, pronoun antecedent agreement. So the meaning of this is a right pronoun has to be used as an antecedent for that. For example, when you are telling about yourself as a first person, you mention I. So when it is the other scenario, you should not say I, you should say me. Okay, you will be the same. He or she will become him or her, his or her, or his or hers. Okay, next, it will be its, we, us, our, ours, they, them, their, who, whom, whose. So this when you see as a table here, you'll not realize it. But when you tell it in the form of example, then you'll understand. For example, see the statement. How should she blame you and she for the accident? So can we rewrite the sentence? This is incorrect sentence. Can you people try to tell what is the correct sentence? Can you try to tell the correct sentence? So usage of pronouns. So how could she blame you and she for the accident? So here she is pronoun, and second also we use she, that is also pronoun. But instead of she here we should use some other pronoun. So what is that pronoun? What we should use here instead of she? Quickly. You and her, right? So when you are using it as an antecedent, again you should not mention it as she, you should mention it as her. So the correct statement is, how could she blame you and her for the accident? Okay. Next, comparison error. So comparison error is when you are comparing two things, those two things should be of the same attribute. For example, I can't compare, for example, a person is good at running and the other person is good at cricket. So I could not compare his running to cricket because both are different. But I can compare two runners and two cricketers, but I can't compare a runner and a cricketer in something which is not at all related for them. Okay, so comparison should be proper. So here, for example, Raja has more fan following than Rahman. Raja has more fan following than Rahman. So this sentence seems to be like absolutely fine when you see this, but there is an error in this. What is that? Raja has more fan following than Rahman. We are comparing. We are comparing Raja's fan following with Rahman, but the comparison should be between Raja's fan following and Rahman's fan following, right? So it should not be between the fans of Raja and Rahman. It should be the fans between the fans of Rahman as well as Raja. So how to rewrite this particular sentence is, Raja has yeah, Rahman's or Rahman has. Okay, Raja has more fan following than Rahman's, or you can also mention it as Raja has more fan following than Rahman has. Okay, that is how you should mention this. Next, this is comparison. So we have seen like modifier, parallelism, pronoun antecedent, comparison. Like subject verb agreement error. So this one also will make a lot of mistakes actually. So plural, singular and plural. For example, in nouns or something, if you say, for example, book. Book is singular. If you add s to this, it will become plural, books. But in verbs, what happens is, in singular, you have to add s, and in plural, it will be normal. Makes is singular and make is plural. So this is where we'll make mistake while identifying the errors in the sentence. Okay. So to rectify this, you have to be known about subject verb agreement error. That is, if the noun or pronoun is singular, even the verb should be singular. If the noun or pronoun is plural, even the verb should be plural. So here is a sentence to show that his mastery of several sports and social graces make him a sought after prom date. Okay, his. We are talking about a single person. We are talking about a single person, his, and then we are writing it as make. Okay, so as I already told you, singular means s has to be added. Yes, if we write makes, then it is correct. Okay, here the subject we are talking about is singular, so even the verb should be singular. So but here it is given make. To rectify it, you should make it as makes. His mastery for several sports and social graces makes him a sought after prom date. Okay, this is correct. This is correct. Next one. So here is a question. So based on the previous errors I have told you, I gave question here. So please tell me what is the mistake in this particular question. So till here it is part A of the question. This is part B, this is part C, and the remaining is part D. So where you have a mistake here, A, B, C, D. The sentence is left alone in the house, the thunderstorm caused extreme terror in the minds of two small children. So what is the mistake here? First tell me whether it is an A, B, C or D, or else you can put the complete statement, correct statement. Or else at least try to identify which error it is. I've told you few errors, right? Among that, which error it is. Which error? C. In the minds of two small children. No, extreme terror. So first error, if you remember, modifier error I told you. In modifier error, we have to put the statement which is relatable next to each other. Left alone in the house, the thunderstorm. Is the thunderstorm left alone in the house? No, the two small children were left out in the house. Okay, so those two things are very far apart from each other. That should be together. The correct statement is A. Thunderstorm caused extreme terror in the minds of two small children left alone in the house. Okay, yes. This A should come after D, right, Preetham? Next question. It has been made clear that all my son in laws will stay at my father in law's house. Even this, we feel like no mistake in this. A small not grammatical also. No proper usage of words here. It has been made clear that all my son in laws will stay at my father in law's house. So, what's the error here? The error in this is son in laws. So they are trying to tell son-in-laws in the form of a plural. Means not only one son-in-law, many people. Okay, like three or four people might be. So when you are mentioning multiple people like this, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, so it is the plural is sons. Plural is sons, not laws. So here we are telling father-in-law's house. So we are telling about this house. So we have used an apostrophe and s here. But here we are meant to say plural of son-in-law. Plural of son-in-law is sons-in-law. It is not son-in-laws. It is sons-in-law. So the answer is it has been made clear that all my sons-in-law will stay at my father-in-law's house. Okay, that's the right statement. Next question. Yeah, next we are going to grammar, that is pairs expressing relations. So we call these as analogies actually. So if you remember analogies, example I'll give you, then we'll understand. Medicine is to illness, then law is to. So what we have to do is, what is the relationship between medicine and illness? And the same relation you have to apply here. Okay, what is the relation between medicine and illness? PDCA, PDCA. Okay, rearrange. You have to see what is the relationship between medicine and illness, a cause and effect, and we will call it as analogy actually. Relationship you should identify and the same relation. So see here, what will be the relationship here and which word comes exactly next to law? Medicine is to illness, law is to prison, no? Yeah, etiquette, no. So here, law is to implement the rules and regulations, right? Law we use to maintain the rules and regulations here. So here, if you see anarchy, when I told you one word substitutes, the word archy is used for garment, okay? The rules or the form of the garment. So here, the suitable word for law is anarchy. Yay. Discipline, no. Treason is cheating on the rules and regulations of the kingdom. We use treason, and etiquette is manners kind of thing. So you should use the proper word as anarchy here. Next, court is to judge, classroom is to. This is easy. Court is to judge, classroom is to. So here options also will feel like everything is relatable. See, classroom, if you see teacher, school, learning people, all these things is relatable to classroom. But as per the relation between court and judge, what is the relationship for classroom among these four options? Teacher, right? Answer is teacher. Next, settlement is to injury as pension is to. Settlement is to injury as pension is to. Pensioner, maturity, retirement age. Settlement is to injury as pension is to retirement, right? See, here you have to see in the case like injury. So when you get an injury, after that, like you can imagine like you settled the hospital bill or something. So this pension is the amount after retirement. Okay, answer is retirement, right? Next question. Your answers I'm getting now. First question's answer. Square is to cube, and in the same way, circle is to square relation cube. And what is the relation for circle? Sphere, right? It is sphere. So we can say we are talking about the 3D one. So circle 3D is sphere. Next, nib, pen, lens. Nib is to pen, lens is to nib is to pen, lens is to. So here nib and pen, the relationship is, So in a pen, the usage of pen, how you will do is through the nib only. So in the remaining things, so how you will use that, the main thing for that will be lens. Glass, seeing glass, focus, telescope. Answer is telescope. So see here, pen is an instrument which we use to write. Okay, so which we use to write, and through nib we'll write. Okay, and telescope we'll use to see. Okay, and through which we see is lens. Exact answer is lens. Exact answer is telescope. Next one. Marathon is to race, hibernation is to. Marathon is to race and hibernation is to. You have winter, sleep, beer, none. Marathon is to race and hibernation is to winter. See the relationship between marathon and race. The meaning of marathon is a long race. And here also you should identify what is the meaning of hibernation. The meaning of hibernation will be, see if you see winter, sleep, and option C, all these three will be related actually. But here marathon meaning is long race and hibernation meaning is long sleep. So the correct relationship here is option B, sleep. It's option B, sleep. Okay. Yes. So these are the models for you for the PGCT pattern. So hope you learned something. So practice more and then write the exams well. So that's all for the session. Thank you so much for your participation and all throughout you have answered continuously. Thank you so much.